officially live. I'm gonna post a tweet that we're live. You retweet would be great. And now we just play the waiting game for about five minutes.
Okay. gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Live from Columbus, Ohio, it's Motown Downtown!
Motown Downtown, come on down to Motown Downtown.
Today's guest, EM Powered Muse.
Come on down to Motown Downtown.
My name is Tyson Bruno, and here's your host, Mo Chocolate.
Come on down to Motown Downtown.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Motown Downtown, where we are here to make sure that you have a wonderful time and the greatest time. That's right, yep. Hello to the people in chat. Thanks for being our early adopters here. Thank you very much. So, with that being said, let's welcome today's special guest, shall we? Drum roll, please. I am proud to welcome this guest tonight. This is a guest 1 year in the making. She is a YouTuber, a streamer, an all-around wonderful friend to be around. Folks, you know her, you love her. Please welcome the legendary goddess herself, EM Powered Muse! What's up? How's it going, EM? How's it going? Hope you're okay. You were down there for a little bit. You're okay, right?
Yes, I'm okay. My knees are not cracking just yet.
Yeah. Just real quick. Thank you, EM. I know things have been busy right now, so with the holiday season and stuff. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here to Motown Downtown. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Turn you up a little bit. Ooh, there we go. Perfect. But yeah, so for anyone here watching us right now that has, yes, let's give a shout out to the guest. If you want to follow her, click on the link below. Thank you. Thank you, Dark. You are amazing. But yes, for anyone watching us right now who has no idea who you are, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been a gamer since I was like 3 years old on the Sega Genesis. So I'm aging myself a little bit there. But been gaming for a long time. I came into streaming actually around 2020, during the pandemic, and we were all isolated. I wasn't liking where I was with my job, kind of lonely, so I just got into streaming. Well, actually, my now husband talked me into it, but got into streaming, found like a solid community to kind of vibe with, and I started off, streaming what was popular, all the popular fighting games, just like a lot of just doing random shit, and then that was around the same time that we were eating on Kingdom Hearts really well, but I wasn't a Kingdom Hearts or what's considered a Kingdom Hearts creator just yet, even though I love the series. I've been playing it since I was 8. But I was just playing it alone. I never streamed it or anything. So, but started streaming in 2020. Like I said, I didn't start YouTube actually until we got that. Well, I did test runs and stuff with YouTube, but the actual full deep dive into YouTube, what I'm doing currently, I didn't start that until we got the new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 and Kingdom Hearts Missing Link.
Nice.
Anniversary special.
Nice.
So I saw that and took that. I was like, so this is my sign that I need to be a Kingdom Hearts creator, because otherwise I'm gonna regret not doing it just like I did last time with Kingdom Hearts 3. So, but that's how I got into streaming and content creation overall. And I should also I would be remiss if I also didn't plug the fact that I also do a podcast that is kind of relate to gaming, but I also talk about um current events and stuff happening in pop culture, just kind of like a more generalist type of podcast. So I do that live on Twitch as well with my co-host.
Nice.
But yeah, and we had started that in 2021 because I was, well, I'm a huge nerd all around, but really
Nice.
love history and international relations. So I wanted to flex my degree a little bit. So that's how we got into that. So yeah, just that's kind of how I've gotten into this online content
I
creation
love it.
universe.
Amazing. And this is why I invited you because you have just a laundry list of accomplishments, and that's why you're here. Love it, love it, love
Thanks.
it. But yeah, you mentioned earlier that you've been gaming for a long time. So like growing up, were you team Nintendo, team Sega, or team PlayStation?
So started out Team Sega.
Nice.
I'm guessing that was like what was cheapest at the time.
Yeah.
And then when I was 8, my parents got me a PlayStation. So I've been Team PlayStation for like the longest. I did also have a Game Boy Advance though, so maybe like a little bit of Nintendo here and there, but it was mostly PlayStation. I actually didn't get an Xbox until I started an actual job and started working like after college. Um, but when it comes to like which team I'm on currently, I have all of them pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So, I think I feel most comfortable with PlayStation just because that's what I've been with for the longest.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also have the Switch now. I have like Xbox, so like I am very much like um
All the above, basically.
all the above. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that PS5 back there. So yeah, I have one too. So yeah, PlayStation fans, you unite big time. So
Yes.
so like growing up, did you have some of your like favorite games? Like what were some of your favorite games as you were growing up?
Yeah, so starting off the bat, I one of my first games ever playing was Sonic. As a
Nice.
3 year old, 4 year old, I was not good at it at all. But my favorite cousin who would come visit, he was like a bit older, so we would play together. But I still just like really love Sonic as a kid, and so like when I got the PlayStation 2, I also got like Sonic Heroes. I even got Shadow the Hedgehog because that felt like a super edgy game that I wanted to play as an 8 year old. Um, so then I also had gotten Kingdom Hearts when it first came out when I was 8. So that like
Wow.
started my love for Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, so I started off with Sonic, really loving that. Also loved like, the fighting games here and there like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Streets of Rage even like
That is cool.
um
That is way back. Wow.
yeah.
Love it.
So but yeah, my love for Kingdom Hearts like still started very early on as well.
Okay, okay, yeah. It's so you're an OG fan. I
Yeah.
love that. Because like I didn't start playing Kingdom Hearts until Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. But you've been there literally since day one. Amazing.
Yep.
And we will definitely get to Kingdom Hearts at some point. I have a lot of questions about that. So yeah, going back to your content creation career, you mentioned that you started doing that because of 2020 stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what's the story behind your username? I always want to like everyone has a unique story behind their username. So what's yours?
All right. So it's actually kind of funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. But like looking back at it now, it was kind of funny. So I started off with a really basic username actually. So Empower Muse is like who I am today. That wasn't who I started off as. So I started off as M and some numbers, right? And it was just like numbers that I usually go with
Mm-hmm.
to kind of represent myself. So and I start off with M, and I think even if I change my name now, it'd still be M something, just because that is my name. So like easy easy to remember, but also it's like I want something that's fully me. So but yeah, started off with M and some numbers. Some fake profiles on Instagram started cropping up, and
Oh no.
a friend DM me, and she was like, "Hey, I think somebody's trying to like, imitate you or do scams and stuff." So I had to shut that down like really quickly. So that led to me just changing my name across the board on like all my streaming stuff, like Twitch, I didn't have like a YouTube persona yet, but Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, my gaming Instagram. So I kind of sat down and thought about it. I was like, I want it to mean something, but I don't want it to be too personal where people can find out my true name and all that. But also
Yeah.
like, uh, I don't want it to be generic either. So, I came up with Empowered Muse because I was kind of in that state of like, I really want to, uh, when people see me or when people watch my content or watch or listen to my podcast or watch my podcast, I want them to come away feeling like better about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the empowered part, and it's also a play on my name because it starts with EM,
Mm-hmm.
and then Muse I came up with because like um whenever I would help out my friends or talk to my friends or talk to my husband, I would I always like try to help people out. So um that is kind of what spurred the muse part because
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like being in that assisted role of like being a muse to other people. Not necessarily
Nice.
like yeah, not necessarily like always being the I
Wow.
told you so giving advice, but just being there to like, inspire them to be better. So that's how I came up with that. And then I was
I
like, oh,
love
that's
this lore
perfect.
story. I love it.
Yeah. But then I came up with that and I was like, oh, that's perfect because, it starts with EM, but also if you shorten it, it's empowered muse. So EM, are the beginning of each of those words. And the underscore I threw in because like there were like several other empowered muses. So I had to like differentiate some way without numbers. I didn't want numbers in it, but yeah.
Incredible. That now y'all know the lore behind the username. A Motown Downtown exclusive. You're welcome. So it's just well, next time I need some powered up advice and stuff, I'll come to you, okay?
Got you. I
Deal.
got you.
So you start streaming on Twitch and stuff. So what would you say go like at this point in your streaming career? What was the one game that gave you the best streaming experience, and the one game that gave you the absolute worst streaming experience?
um, Man, best streaming experience, I would say whenever because I play Kingdom Hearts so much on stream now that it's kind of become a comfort game.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, um, or whenever we have like a solid guest on our Embassy Talks podcast, those tend to be some of the best streaming experiences because like
Nice.
it's just really gives a really connected feeling with the chat and all that. Worst streaming experience, I would
Like
have to say like outside of like tech and all that, I would say back in my super early days when I was when I was playing these fighting games. I love fighting games. I absolutely still love them.
nice.
I don't think I will play them online anymore like with other people. I've had that experience of like that's good enough. I'm good. I'm good off of that.
I
Because
feel
it's just
that.
one of those. Yeah, and you can never predict what the other person's gonna say, especially it's like a contentious environment because it's a fighting game. It's too much.
Oh yeah, back when I was playing Dragon Ball Fighters like every single day, and
Yeah.
these salty fanboys get salty when I whoop their ass in the game, and they want to DM me something mean and annoying. I'm
Yes.
like, bro, you're so salty, and I love it. So my next question is just you've been streaming for how long now?
A little over 4 years.
4 years, nice. What advice would you give someone that wants to start streaming now, like on YouTube or Twitch? Just like in terms of gaming and content, scheduling,
Yeah.
equipment, and just like from the female perspective. Like there's plenty of female friends of mine that want to stream on Twitch, but they're like nervous and or scared and stuff. So what advice
Mm.
would you give them?
I would say if I had to start all over, I think I would do community first.
Mm-hmm.
Find a community that's really solid that will be there for you, and then get into streaming because you'll have people that will want to support you. And not that I love the experience I had when I started off,
Yeah.
but I think especially for the women content or women who want to be content creators or younger females who want to be content creators, like if you are super nervous about kind of broadcasting yourself, especially if you're doing full cam and you're not doing VTuber or anything.
Yeah.
But if you're doing full cam and like you're nervous about that and streaming to strangers, start out with the community first so that you'll have some solid people who could help you out and help you through those nerves. And then the other advice I would give is stream what you want to stream.
Yes.
Be aware. I mean, be aware of what's popular and what isn't, because like there is an algorithm to it. But if you stream what you want to stream and your passion shows through, I think that'll always bring in more people as opposed to trying to trend jack every time, because that gets tiring and expensive. So, and even as someone with a disposable income, like that still gets expensive.
Yeah.
So like I would definitely advise against trying to trend jack and trying to just always get the new game unless you're genuinely interested in it. Um, but yeah, like kind of do a mix of, stream what's best for you, stream what you want to stream. If there is something new coming out that you really want to stream, definitely go for it.
Okay. Well, there you go, everybody. Now you're ready to stream. Thanks for that word of wisdom. It's
Yeah.
my biggest thing is just like if you want to stream, use the PS4 or PS5. A lot of us started off on that, and it's like it's streaming nonetheless. Even early like 2015, 16, 17, I was streaming via the PS4, and now I'm here. So it's like we all start at a certain point, y'all. So keep on moving, as Disney would say. So my next question is your thoughts on your community that you've grown from the ground up. Like, well, what are your thoughts on your community? And is there any special shout outs you would like to give?
Hey, my community there's been some like shifts throughout because 4 years is a long time, and
Yeah.
people tend to go away from streaming, or drama sometimes happens and people fall out. That happens too. It's okay. We all
Yeah.
move on. So, but there's been some shifts in my community, but overall, like the community I have now, like, I really do appreciate them. And I feel like I'm still in that phase of like, while I have like a fairly solid community, is I still kind of feel like a newbie, in some form, because the broader Kingdom Hearts community just met me like a year and a half ago, really, and got to know me like a year ago. So, I'm still on the. I feel like I'm on the still on the upward trend of like meeting new people still, and like bringing them like into my community, and like us sharing communities with each other. Um, but let's see. But I just love like how open and kind everybody has been, especially on the Kingdom Hearts community side. Like,
Yes.
y'all have
Yes.
really. I mean, I guess this is my cynical side, and maybe because like I started off with like fighting games, as a streamer, but I was like, y'all are so like open and nice. It's so cozy here.
You'll love to see
It's
it.
like I really should have started streaming Kingdom Hearts like when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, but yeah, no, if I had to do a shout out, it would definitely be just like Kingdom Hearts community as a whole.
Whoop whoop.
Just because like, the people I've met have shown me of like, oh, y'all really took this game to heart. No pun intended. Y'all really took this game to heart like I did, and I love that.
Okay, yeah. Big shout out to the Cage community. See you soon next year. Yes.
So, yes.
So speaking of communities, now I want to talk about the first topic of the show. Let's talk about Super Smash Bros, shall we? Yes.
Yes.
So, EM, are you a player of the Smash Bros?
I do play Smash Bros from time to time.
Nice.
Especially
So
after Sora was revealed as the last fighter.
we're definitely going to get to that. But what are some of your mains in Smash Bros?
So now, most of the time I main is Sora, but I will also switch over to Cloud. If I'm feeling chaotic, Kirby. Yeah, I would say those are my top three mains.
Okay. So, what are some of your favorite and least favorite character reveals besides Sora?
Favorite outside of Sora,
Yeah.
definitely Sephiroth.
Yes, my God,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Least favorites. Uh, I feel like it. Least favorite might have to be Steve
My
or
God, me too.
yeah,
We have the exact same likes and dislikes. I love it.
yeah,
I gotta tell you, man, it was at 9 o'clock in the morning for me. I came down here, turned on my computer, and I'm like, oh, Mario's in darkness. It's Sora, and it's Minecraft. Like I ended the stream and I went back to bed. Cause I mean, again, if you like Minecraft, cool. I don't like it, man. I tried giving
I
it a chance, and it's just not meant for me. So like,
I
I know
I
it
think
broke
it's
the internet, cool, but not for me.
I think it's for the kiddos. Maybe I'm just too old for it.
Yes, when Sephiroth came out, bro, I
Yeah,
rewatched. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of rewatched that more than the Sora reveal trailer because it's just
yeah,
so epic. The Advent Children references, seeing Cloud and Sephiroth, and Mario almost get stabbed. I love it. It's
yeah.
just hype. What did you like about it? The Sora, no, sorry, the Sephiroth reveal.
The Sephiroth reveal. It was just it was like outside of the Sora one. I would say that was like the most cinematic reveal for a Super Smash Bros. Fighter. And it's kind of the same things you said, like the Adventure Children references, the Cloud and Sephiroth fight, Mario, the shadow where like it looked like Mario got stabbed, and it was just like through his overalls. I thought that was like that was
Hilarious.
definitely wild. Yeah.
I never thought Nintendo would even allow that image to be possible. And also, oh my god, we just got a raid from Romo. Hi, Romo. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to Motown Downtown with our guest EM Powered News in the house. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Shout out for Romo. Hi, Bloodstain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said you want to be known as BSW. Hello. Welcome, friend. It's Aqua here. If you are hi. Anyways, yeah, it's So going back to us Smash Bros. What was that moment like for you, EM, when it was revealed Sora was going to be in the game? It's like for me, I genuinely did not think it was going to be him because I thought it was going to be like Dark Souls or something. Like
Mhm.
after Sephiroth, I'm like, okay, yeah, Sora's not getting in because even though I firmly believe that Sora can get in, when enough people tell you it's never happening, you kind of start to believe it. So I was
Yeah.
genuinely surprised when it was freaking Sora. That's my favorite gaming moment of all time. It was so epic. But what tell us what was going through your mind when you watched that trailer for the first time?
Yeah, it was kind of funny because I actually wasn't tracking it that much. I knew that it was rumored that Sora might, be announced as the last fighter, but it's kind of like you said, there were enough people saying like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. Square Enix already has its fill of characters. They gave us Cloud and Sephiroth, like that's probably enough. Well, but Cloud, Sephiroth, and Hero, I think. And that's enough Square Enix characters. Probably not gonna get any more. So I was genuinely surprised. I didn't stream that as it was happening in real time because I had to go to work
Mm-hmm.
that day. Um, but I watched it as I was like getting ready for work. I was like, oh, this is wild. Um, but yeah, I was definitely surprised. I did not think that was like I anything is possible
Yeah.
if the circumstances are right. But I just thought it was like off the cards
Did you
for
stream?
that to actually happen. So didn't stream it in real time. I think I just like got on either when I got home or the next day to just play Smash Bros just for the excitement of it.
Yeah, me and my friends were playing that for hours, and yeah, I see you have the Sora amiibo right there.
Yes.
And now my goal is to have no more signed that someday. A guy can dream, okay? So continuing with Sora. Why do you think it was so hard for people to accept that is possible. I've had so many back and forth arguments on Twitter. People saying, "Oh, Disney would never allow it," blah blah blah. But nah, it was like talking to a brick wall. So why do you think it was just like, okay, all these characters, yes, but Sora, and that's never happening? Why do you think that?
I honestly think a lot of it was people's perceptions of Disney and like what they were willing to let happen and what they wanted to gatekeep. I think that we think because Disney is so huge as a corporation, so I think in a lot of people's minds, and I'm even like biased towards it a lot of the times, that we kind of a corporation as big as Disney that has been around for a long time, we think of it as like this very huge decision maker in the sense of like they they put the approval stamp on everything that touches
Yeah.
their properties. And so because they do that and probably very sensitive to it, and if you ever stream Kingdom Hearts, you know the struggle of streaming when a Disney
Yeah.
song pops up and you get like your VOD muted because like they're just that protective of their property. So I think it was a bit of biasness of how people thought Disney felt about sharing their properties with Nintendo. Um because because of this whole like I think also people have this idea in mind that it's Disney, so therefore it can't be too violent or it can't be violent at all. And people forget that Disney were the same people who like made movies like Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Exactly.
with the Hellfire, who made movies like Black Cauldron, which was super dark.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not that, and Disney is like basically co-owning or owning Marvel now, which I mean we're seeing where that goes, and they even let Deadpool in.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not that Disney isn't open to other avenues, but I think because people see and hear Disney, they think it's for the kids, so of course they wouldn't let Sora be a fighter. I'm very much waiting for Sora to go ahead and be in Fortnite so we can hear about that soon.
Oh my God,
So
Sora with guns, yes. I
yeah.
would yes, yes. In fact, they should buy Epic so they can have Sora and Mickey and Goofy in the game.
Yes.
I would that would be my dream come true, yes. So my next question is, EM, if you could pick one character to appear in Super Smash Bros, no questions asked, who would it be and why?
Ooh, one character. Who's on there or who's not on there who I would love to have on there? I feel like this is already like a spirit character, and I just haven't unlocked it yet. But I am kind of leaning towards like I hope they let Shadow Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a spirit character
The Year
or
of
anything
Shadow,
like that.
yes.
But yeah, I want Shadow to
It's
be
it's
be in Super Smash Bros.
it's so weird to me that that Sonic is the only Sonic character in the game. Like, where's Knuckles? Where's Eggman? Even Shadow.
Yeah,
I honestly like Knuckles. For me, it's Kratos and Knuckles. Those two. Like,
yeah,
I feel like Nintendo and Sony don't really get along, so I don't think that would ever happen with Kratos. But either Crash Bandicoot or Knuckles. Those are my picks. That would got Andy would scream if Crash Bandicoot got in, and that's just a
absolutely.
fact. So speaking of Sora, now I want to talk about a topic that you, me, and the viewers we are all familiar about. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts now, shall we? Let's talk about
Sure.
Kingdom of the Hearts. So, you mentioned earlier that you've been playing it since day one, but like, what? I mean, just like, 'cause I remember when I saw the trailer for the first time back in 2002, I thought it looked dumb. 'Cause my high school freshman brain was, I guess, being kind of rebellious, I guess. But when you saw it, like, what was your first thought when you saw it for the very first time?
See, you were in high school, so you were too cool for that. I was still a
Like,
kid, so I was geeking out because it had Disney, which I was like already a Disney kid, so I was like, I gotta get it. So I fully was like I was irritating the hell out of my parents to get that game all year. But yeah, I saw that first trailer, and back in like what like to call the golden era of Disney Channel.
oh
Um,
yes.
they were doing like pre-interviews and all that with parts of the trailer like in between episodes and stuff. So no, that was like a legit exciting time for me to like see that trailer. And it's like seeing all your favorite Disney movies like kind of coming together, and it's like how is this gonna happen? And so it was actually funny because I got the impression that I would be controlling like the Disney characters themselves, like I'd be controlling Tarzan or Ariel, but that's not what actually happened. But the way it was portrayed, it was like, oh, but yeah, it was just it was a very exciting time for me when I first saw that trailer. So it was definitely like had to get it. I would not take no for an answer.
Okay, okay. It's yeah, because I played Kingdom Hearts 2 and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. My nostalgia is with 2, not whereas now not so much with 1. The first time I played 1 was when 1.5 came out. That's when I
Okay.
played 1 for the very first time, and yeah, I see why Kingdom Hearts 2 people like more. Not gonna lie, but like, so playing it back in those days, what was defeating those bosses like Maleficent and some at the very end a struggle for you because the game gets so difficult towards the end. How did you manage that
Yeah.
at a young age?
Oh, absolutely. Like I got all the way to Ansem, you know, at that very end of Kingdom Hearts, the
Yeah.
first Kingdom Hearts 1, and I was just like, I can't do it. So so I put it down. I still got I still got Chain of Memories. I still got Kingdom Hearts 2 a couple years later. And then as I was a little older, I went back. I bought the strategy guide book. And then I went back to Kingdom Hearts 1 and was like, let's try this again. So, but yeah, as a kid, it was one of those like I had to wait a couple of years for sure. For the first Kingdom Hearts game, Chain of Memories. I mean, it was hard for me only because it was on Game Boy Advance, and so
Yeah.
the screen was tiny.
Yeah.
Um, but the actual card slate, like I'm a card player, I like playing cards, so like that actually didn't bother
Wow.
me as much as a lot of other people. Yeah, I was like, no, this is fine, simple edition, cool. Um, so but yeah, the card playing of it, that wasn't an issue for me. It was just more so, trying to think as strategically as possible for an 8 year old, 9 year old, uh, playing that on a tiny Game Boy Advance screen. And then once Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I was 10 or 11, so I was a little older. I had a little more dexterity. It was easier to get through. But yeah, just playing as a kid, it was just like having this super vivid video game. For some reason, it just stood out as more vivid to me than even Sonic did. Like even playing through Sonic Heroes, like still love Sonic Heroes, but it was just something about Kingdom Hearts that had that. Maybe it was the
I know
Disney
what you
aspect
mean.
of it, but
That
yeah,
flair, yeah.
yeah.
So it's do you necessarily have a favorite and least favorite Kingdom Hearts game?
Absolute favorite is Dream Drop Distance, and
Yay. A
which is
flow
funny
motion
because
game.
yeah, it's slow motion, and it's one of those things of again, like I know some people didn't like the drop system. I didn't mind it because it's always a new challenge of like,
Yeah.
gotta hurry up and get to this point before dropping. So like, but no, I love Dream Drop Distance. I love the story of it. That's my favorite story in the
Very
series
good.
so far. So as far as least favorites, um
For me, it's a chain of memories. I did not like that card game, man. I tried. I genuinely tried to learn the combat system in Chain of Memories, and I just
yeah,
couldn't do it. It's just the story is fine, yes, but I give them props for doing something new. I'll give them
yeah.
that, but I didn't like it. I at all. Nope. That not for me.
I would say like I can't say recode it because I only watched it. So I haven't gotten the chance to actually play coded or recode it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have a least favorite. Although I will say to your point about Chain of Memories, I think the thing that doesn't make it a least favorite game for me, or that I wouldn't say it saved it, but it's definitely I still regard it as a pretty good game, is because added the reverse rebirth with Riku's story,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that really kind of made the difference for me. Of like, this could have either been like a kind of basic trying something new card game, or it could have been to me as good as it is, especially like with the console version out now. I think if it was stuck on the Game Boy Advance, like it would be a little bit lower, but
Mm-hmm.
because they remade it for like a PS4 console, that makes it like even better in that sense.
Okay.
So yeah.
Going back to Dream Drop Distance, I love playing that game on the 3DS because the
Yeah.
way they utilized both screens was incredible. When playing the game on TV just doesn't hit as hard. Like
Yeah.
seeing Mickey Mouse on the bottom of the screen doing the music and then jumping into that was so cool. I loved it.
Yeah.
And like having to use your stick, your pin to like cut the change on the touchscreen, that's so cool. So like things like that, I love.
Yeah, I definitely want to play on 3DS one day. I actually like, so I was a kid. My parents were the one buying the console, so they were very much like, well, you get one handheld and one big console. So I didn't get to play the rest of the Kingdom Hearts series till 1.5, 2.8 came out
Yeah.
as an adult. So that was my experience playing Dream Drop Distance was on the PS4. But
Okay.
one day I do want to play it on 3DS to have that
Highly
dual screen
recommended.
effect. Yeah.
Highly. I mean, hell, if we get a Kingdom Hearts game on the Switch besides Melody of Memory, that would also be amazing.
Yes.
But no, I just thought of this. My least favorite Kingdom Hearts game is Melody of fucking Memory because where the hell is this game? Where's this? Anyway, before I
It's a
get pissed
nostalgia
off,
trip.
it really is. But what was the wait like for you, EM? That 13-year wait? Yes, I said 13 years. Bite me. But like, what was that 13-year long wait for you? For me, it was torture. It's like some people had to wait 5 years, or actually had to wait the whole 13 years. For you, though,
Yeah.
what was that like for you? Waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3.
So I'm like doing quick math in my head because it came out in 20.
In 2005, it was. I'm sorry, no, the game came out in 2019. Yeah, but the second game came out in 2005. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So after Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, that was kind of the end of the Kingdom Hearts experience for me as a kid. Just because like they kept putting it out on different consoles, so I was just like, I can't keep up. So, the wait for Kingdom Hearts 3, it was in one sense torture, but in another sense not really torture, just because like it was a lull. There was definitely a lull for me in gaming, as I was waiting, but at the same time, it was like, well. I mean, I kept myself occupied because like I went through middle school, high school, college, and then like started working. So by the time I was a full grown adult, was able to get my own consoles and start working. And then the new trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3 started coming out. I was like, oh, yep, I got money now. I need to get this. And I also need to play all the other Kingdom Hearts games that I haven't been able to play yet. So, it was kind of like a right on time thing for me. Like, yes, it was 13 years, and it was one of those things of like, well, I guess I'll do something else with my time. But, because I was literally growing up in those 13 years, it was like, it wasn't that bad of a wait for me.
All right.
Now, if they pull something like that again for Kingdom Hearts 4, I'll probably be tortured now.
Yeah, yes, because we're not. I'm not 16 anymore. I can't wait 13 years.
Yeah.
But it's just like, honestly, for me, it has its ups and downs. The upside was just going to these late night, sleepover streams, where these content creators will go live on Twitch all night for one trailer. You know,
Oh my God.
those were the late night sleepover. The moments like that I miss, man, where we all come together and react to these trailers. Granted, they over promoted the fucking game, but it was still nice, those early days. Like, I will never forget 2013 at E3 when they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 and seeing the logo. it was just seeing, because in the back of your mind it's like a dream. It is just a mystery, a myth, but it was actually right in front of us. Like, in fact, yeah, when they announced the first teaser trailer back in 2013, how was that moment like? I was on the floor rolling, screaming, watching all these reactions. People were crying. But what was that moment like for you?
I'm not gonna lie, I was like knee deep in college then, so I completely missed that. So I didn't click back in on the trailers till 2017 actually.
Okay,
Yeah, and I mean, I watched the trailers before, like all the trailers that happened in between then. But yeah, it was like some of those big moments. I was like, yep, missed it because knee deep in college in the books, had no cable.
gotcha.
Um, but once I will say it was very easy to plug back in though. Once I got back in, just because of like, oh, I remember this, especially when they released the all-in-one package, and I caught up on the games, and it was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. Like we're actually gonna see the Kingdom Hearts 3 release, so yeah.
It was incredible, but it's just okay. Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, we all celebrate and stuff. I mean, popping in the disc into my PS4 for the first time, seeing the title screen, the logo, for a good 10 minutes, I was just crying. I'm just like, I'm actually looking at Kingdom Hearts 3. What? So yeah, the game comes out, and after the honeymoon phase is done, this game split the community in half, and that's a understatement.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated it. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people loved it. Me, I loved it. The vanilla experience I overall enjoyed. I had a lot of issues, yes, but overall I liked it. But one, what was vanilla Kingdom Hearts 3 like for you? And why do you think a lot of people weren't happy with the game?
I love the vanilla Kingdom Hearts 3
Nice.
experience. Like it was, yeah, I was like, I love every bit of it, honestly. Like looking back, we could always Monday morning quarterback and say like, oh, it has issues here, here, and here. But the experiencing it for the first time, I was like, I love it. It's great. I'm a full grown adult. I still love Kingdom Hearts. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Um, so yeah, I was like, I didn't have complaints on that first playthrough at all. I think to answer your question about why the community was so split, I think it's probably two main things. One, there were people who dropped off at Kingdom Hearts 2, picked back
Mm-hmm.
up at Kingdom Hearts 3, but didn't play enough of the games in between, or didn't really invest time catching up on the lore and getting back into the Kingdom Hearts community. So their complaints of like, why is Sora doing this? Like, why is the story going this way? Like, to me, it made perfect sense because it might sound just a little egotistical, but I did my homework before it came out, so it's like, oh, this makes sense of why they're doing this. I think there were people who dropped, like I said, dropped off of Kingdom Hearts 2, didn't play any of the games in between for the background story of for like the other trios, so they didn't like understand why we're all of a sudden worried about Terraven and Aqua,
Mm-hmm.
or why we're worried about like they might understand the Roxas, Shion, Axel a little bit more, but I think if you didn't play Birth by Sleep, if you didn't watch or play Recoded to
Yeah.
understand why Sora was connected with all these characters, especially if you didn't play Dream Drop Distance to understand the
Especially.
mechanisms. Yeah, it's to understand the mechanisms of time travel and why we're fighting this old man Xehanort. Like, I think that's part of it. That's a big part of like why the split happened. I think another part of it was that kind of like what you said before, like so many trailers released that it was overhyped.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
there were
Yeah.
people who were expecting a lot more. Like they basically it was that thought of like, oh, they if they gave us this much in the trailers, they're gonna give us like, oh my god, what are they gonna give us in the game? And it was basically like, oh, they told us what I mean, they saved some
Yeah.
parts, obviously, but there's that feeling of like, nah, y'all just told us what the game was. So
They
yeah.
literally showed off. 90% of the game in the trailers. What the fuck were y'all doing, Square? After the Dark Aqua reveal, I stopped watching trailers, and I'm so glad I did because the Lingering Will showing up was a surprise for me. Yinsid showing up, surprise for me, and the ending, the boss at the end of every world was a surprise for me. So there were genuine surprises for me, but had I watched the trailers, no surprise. Hell, even like the first half of the intro cutscene they showed off.
Yeah.
It's just like, stop it. For Kingdom Hearts 4, I'm gonna watch one trailer, maybe two, and that's it. That's it.
I think also like I think personally, and it might just be my short term memory. I remember watching all the trailers, but I only watched them once. I think the trailer that I watched over and over again was that final trailer. Just because it was like a very pivotal thing. I was like, oh my god, Sora's going through shit. What's happening? So like that one I kind of watched repeatedly. I was like, oh, what happened here? But I only watched the trailers once. And by the time it released, it kind of felt like a refresher. But I didn't feel as spoiled as a lot of other people did, I guess. And like I said, it could have been my short-term memory because, like, I still had a day job, so I was like, "Oh, cool trailer. Okay, now I gotta go back to work."
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think I wonder if that was part of it as well. Like, yes, they released they told a lot of shit in all of their trailers, but I wonder if part of it was that fans and creators alike were kind of watching these trailers over and over and analyzing them. So that nothing really felt new by the time they actually played it. So I'm curious about it. That's kind of Ethereum thinking might have happened in the background, but that would be my 2 cents of like a rebuttal, but like maybe like for context, that's probably what was going on.
For real, yeah. It's so then a year later, Remind comes out. Yeah. And oh my god, EM, every single issue I had with Kingdom Hearts 3 was solved. Like, we got dual wielding, because my biggest complaint was, why can't I dual wield? We got dual wielding now. And we got a secret boss and 13 boss battles, improved graphics, a better ending. It is so good that it is now my favorite game in the series. Kingdom Hearts 3 plus Remind, for me, best game in the series. But how about you? How did you enjoy wow, I almost said Rebirth. Remind.
No, I absolutely loved it. Like I loved because I think Critical Mode was also added in that as well. So I love, like you said, the dual wielding. That was something I definitely missed because we were able to dual wield with the drive forms in Kingdom Hearts 2, but like, you know, it wasn't there in Kingdom Hearts 3 vanilla. So the fact that they gave us dual wielding back, I really loved that. I loved how they added more context to everybody's story in the Keyblade Graveyard. I loved the context of, you know, how in fact did Sora save Kairi, and also why did that happen to Sora at the end, or why did that have to happen to Sora at the end? So yeah, overall, like, I mean, I was already like, I don't know why y'all are mad at Kingdom Hearts 3. I loved it, but with Remind, it's like, it's one of those like talking to a brick wall of like, well, but you're not going to convince me that was a bad experience. So that to me, that was one, like you said, one of the best games that they created.
So, moving away from Kingdom Hearts 3, EM, when the fuck is Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out?
I think it's either going to be 2026 or 2027, but the 2027, it feels off to me to think that it's still that far off. So I don't want to, and maybe it's just a little bit of copium, but I solidly think 2026 is when we'll see it.
I said that since day one. When did the first trailer come out? 2022, right? Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so it usually takes 4 years to make a game. Okay, that's 2026. And it dawned on me, like, the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII is 2027, you know? So I'm like, okay, so what if it was KH4 in 26, and then Part 3 remake of 7 in 2027. That to me
Yeah.
sounds very, very feasible. So I
Yeah.
fully believe it'll be. If that's the case, then they'll have to start promoting the game now, basically. You know, so
Yeah,
that
I think we'll see for sure if they're gonna start promoting Kingdom Hearts 4 probably as early as next month. Like if there's
yes,
a Game Awards trailer, if not
yes,
then definitely either a State of Play or Summer Game Fest for sure will be the marker to tell when Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out, because if we get a trailer around Summer Game Fest time, then it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a 2026 game for sure. Just because of how Square has been doing, or I'm basing it off of how Square did Rebirth.
hmm
So, because they did Rebirth and how they did Final Fantasy 16, they did Final Fantasy 16. They did a Game Awards trailer. Then a couple State of Plays. I don't. I'm trying to remember if they did. I think they did do a Summer Game Fest trailer for it, but it wasn't as big. The
yeah,
big trailer was the Game Awards trailer. For Rebirth, their big trailer comeback essentially after the first intro trailer was Summer Game Fest, and then they started like picking up promotion heavy for Rebirth. So I think in that same pattern, I wouldn't be surprised if Square did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts 4, either a Game Awards trailer this year or something that will either be a State of Play teaser plus Summer Game Fest big trailer re-reveal, kind of like what they did with Rebirth. That's like the most logical
yeah,
path I see.
yeah. Because I'm going to the Game Awards, and
Yeah.
if there's a trailer for Missing Link and Kingdom Hearts 4, they're gonna have to take me out on a fucking stretcher. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna run up and down those aisles, man. I'm gonna go fucking ballistic. Yeah. So, and hi Neo, it's shout out for Neo, please. And so that's regarding else about Kingdom Hearts 4. What Disney worlds would you like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4?
Okay, so I have talked about this a few times in my video. I think we could get a world from the movie Coco.
Yes.
Like a movie or the world dealing with Land of the Dead. I think that would be very pivotal for the story of Kingdom Hearts 4, because I think it is going to center on this kind of concept of the cycle of life and death, I think, or at least the arc overall. I won't say about the game itself. I can still see it happening for Kingdom Hearts 4, but the Lost Master arc overall, I think, will kind of hone in a bit more on that. So I think Coco, a world from Coco would be a great way to introduce it. I know a lot of people kind of want Treasure Planet
Yes.
to be a world. I'm trying, like, in my head, I was like, I can kind of see it. It kind of depends on what theme they're
Space
going
pirates.
with. Yeah. Star Wars, obviously, a lot of people are.
Everybody wants that.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, that's definitely indoor. That we saw in the teaser trailer. So, I mean, I won't be bad at Star Wars, at all, but, it's one of those things. For me, it's like, now how are we gonna do this, and how is it gonna tie into the story, or is it just kind of like a fun here you go type of thing? But I don't know. I feel like, especially with how they did worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3, the worlds and how they did worlds, just kind of generally, but Kingdom Hearts 3, especially kind of looking back at it, the worlds had a certain meaning to it, kind of leading to the conclusion of like, we're traveling to this world for this reason. They're showing us this. So I'm wondering if that's going to be more of the same in Kingdom Hearts 4, or if they're going to like do kind of what they did with Kingdom Hearts 1 and focus a little bit more on just like, this is a very new experience. So, but yeah, my top pick for worlds would definitely be Land of the Dead from Coco.
Amazing. That works out pretty well also. Well, I'm thinking into that. I love it. So, last question regarding Kingdom Hearts. What is one Final Fantasy character that hasn't appeared yet in Kingdom Hearts would you like to see appear in future Kingdom Hearts games?
Barrett.
Nah. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Bring that avalanche energy. Yeah, he's weird because in 2, practically everyone from 7 was in there. Yuffie and Cloud. And where's Barrett,
Yeah.
man? Just don't have him wear his ugly ass Advent Children outfit, please. Ugh. It's like, bro, why are you wearing what's on his chest? Fishing nets. Like, why?
yeah.
Ugh, I hate it.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, I would absolutely love Barrett to show up. In the Kingdom Hearts game, my theory on why he hasn't showed up yet is like, well, it's supposed to be mostly for kids. But, well, and Barrett
Guns.
has more of a sailor mouth, so he might cuss a little too much. But, um,
Suck
so
on
that'll
this!
yeah,
Pretty much.
So hoping that'll happen.
So, speaking of Final Fantasy, now I want to talk about Final Fantasy. So let's talk about Final Fantasy now, shall we? So, EM, how big of a Final Fantasy fan are? Like, what games have you played so far in the series?
All right, so I actually started fairly early on when I got my Game Boy Advance and was playing Chain of Memories. I also got the Final Fantasy. It was like kind of a starter pack, so it had 1, 2, and 3. So I started at 1. I tried to play a little bit 2 when I was younger, and I was like, okay, got bored of it, I guess. But I definitely played all the way through 1. Played pretty much all the way through 5. Played all the way through OG. Well, played 95% of the way through OG 7. I just haven't done the boss battle yet. I have played, and then I kind of stopped. So the only others I played after that were 16. Yeah, 16. That was it. And with 7, played 7 OG. I also played 7 Remake. Played Crisis Core, remake of Crisis Core, or the PS5 version, I guess, and played the Rebirth. So I played through all of the 7 remake series so far. So that's it. My challenge for myself is to play through all the other Final Fantasy games within the next year, on stream. So it's gonna be a grind, but yeah.
Okay. And what you played through Remake and Rebirth, right?
Yeah.
How was your experience playing Rebirth? That's my pick for Game of the Year. I loved it.
I really loved it. I actually want to play through it again. Do more of the side quests. Just like really get lost in it. The first time I played it, it was a little bit. Obviously, all of it was I played through all of it for the story, but a little bit was just like trying to get through it because I was doing it as a content creator, so I wanted to live stream it, but not like spend too much time on it. So, but no, I really love the story of Rebirth. I loved how they did the ending. I'm really curious of like, because I think what they did that I really liked with Rebirth was that they tapped into Cloud psychology a bit more and like kind of showed, especially towards the end, what he might have been seeing, feeling, like maybe there was some dissociation there.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved how they kind of tapped into that part. It really showed us, the audience, of like this might be what he was seeing or trying to avoid seeing. So that's something I hope they kind of continue with part 3. But and just like the play through the art, just how it flowed overall.
So good.
It's definitely a long game, but it didn't feel like a chore. But it was definitely a long game. So, but I do want to give it a full proper
Me too.
replay. Yeah.
Me too. What do you think part 3 will be called? I think Final Fantasy VII Return. I think.
So Rebirth. I know the popular theory out there is Reunion. I feel like it's a little too on the nose and a little too obvious. It might be Reunion.
Because people were like, oh, they already have Crisis Core as Reunion.
Right. Oh yeah, they do have Crisis Core Reunion.
My friend Lance said Requiem. Also.
Requiem's cool. I was thinking Revival.
I like that. Revival. I like that.
I don't think they'll go with that, but
It'll be because if it's Return, I'll be like, I fucking called it. So, moving away from Final Fantasy, now I want to talk about Reconnect.
Yes.
Because, and by the way, can one of the mods please post a link to the Reconnect website, please? Please come. I'm going. You're going. Hope to see you there. Yes. Everybody. Big hugs for all of y'all. It's 8 months away, bro. December 1st. You can buy your tickets early December 1st. Yes. So, what was Reconnect like for you, EM?
I was super nervous because it's like I kind of knew some people.
Yeah.
But, I hadn't met anybody like in person. Like I was still, even though I was a creator and even though I was doing Kingdom Hearts creation by then, I was still very much new to the Kingdom Hearts community, so I didn't know how how it would go, how people would like perceive me. But it was a fun time. Like that was my favorite con that I went to last year. Just because like, and maybe because it's like pretty niche still, so it still felt very like close knit. But everybody was just so kind and welcoming. Like I had a blast there.
It really was.
Yeah.
And it's just, I remember, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but I forget what day it was, maybe the second day, but we were sitting next to each other. And I was like, this person's pretty cool. Hey, EM, want to be on the show? And what did you say?
Sure.
I was like, yes, and here we are. A year in the making, so thanks again. But it's like, day one, we all went to the Airbnb, and we just partied and stuff. What did you do after, like, the evening of day one?
Evening of day one, I'm trying to remember. I think we went to the Airbnb. I was at the Airbnb with y'all for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we were in different rooms. If I remember correctly, but yeah.
Okay. And yeah, then day two, we all went to Chipotle, I remember. That was a lot of fun. And then day third, we were all just crying, not because we did not want to leave. I was actually crying in my seat flying home because I had so much fun, man.
Yeah.
It was so short. It really was. My favorite part was just sitting down in the lobby. Small moments like sitting down in the lobby and everyone, like you and Andy and DM, Faye, and Xander and Lance, and everyone was just within arm's reach of me in a circle. And I'm like, wow, these people that I've known on the internet, they're right here, man. They're in arm's reach, man. It's so cool. So that was small moments like that I missed the most. But for Reconnect next year, you are going, correct?
Yes.
So what is something that you are hoping they do differently? What is something that Reconnect last year did not have that you hope that the one next year does have?
Ooh. That's a good question, actually. Let's see. I was like, off the top of the dome, maybe just like a couple more panels. Just a couple more panels, which I know like had to allot for time and stuff. So, it's more so like nice to have. Y'all don't have to have it, but a couple more panels, maybe like exploring other things about the Kingdom Hearts series. Like I know we had like two great panels. One was about like the female characters in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And one was basically Landy's life podcast.
Yeah.
So maybe like a panel exploring Kingdom Hearts music or kind of analyzing that, or maybe let's see, maybe a panel of like, maybe a panel of like Kingdom Hearts for modders, like just like
I like that.
Modding has
like
affected Kingdom Hearts and how we experience Kingdom Hearts. So just something like that. That stuff that I've seen on like my timeline and on my YouTube and stuff that's like, oh, that's really cool. That should be featured. But yeah.
Yeah, I actually applied for a panel, and if I get it, you are. I mean, did you? I sent you a request like, you want to join me in said panel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really hope it gets approved. So
Yeah.
all I want is more days, man. That's all I want. It's just 3 days is not long enough, man. Can we get 4 days, please? That's my only request. But yeah, so moving away from that, a couple more questions, then we'll wrap it up. EM, what is your game of the year and why?
So what I want to win is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because it was artistically beautiful. It was a great story, great music. Like, it was an all around great experience. My realist answer, me being realistic, I think Astrobot is actually
Yeah.
gonna take it because of the nostalgia effect, the simplicity. Even though it came in late in the game, like, it was such a kind of cultural moment that, like, people were not talking about anything else other than Astrobot for like weeks. So but yeah, my personal pick, definitely Rebirth, but realistically I think Astrobot's gonna take it.
It's like I want them both to win, but at the same time, though, the voice actors of Rebirth better be nominated. They better, man. It is a crime against humanity if they don't. Just saying, Rebirth or we riot. Facts. So my last question is, what are some of the upcoming content your viewers can look forward to from you?
Well, I'm back doing streaming on a more consistent basis, so I'll be streaming regularly. I'm currently playing through Visions of Mana as well as Reignitis.
Nice.
And on the YouTube theory side, I am probably gonna go and crank it out in a few hours, but I'm working on a couple of theories, kind of revisiting characters that I've like touched on in previous videos, but really want to dive into. So you can look forward to a deep dive theory about Luxord, a deep dive theory about Luxu. I'm gonna kind of compare them to. I kind of want to get into the more mythological representation of who they more so represent when it comes to like the more popular mythologies, what they kind of represent. Are they certain gods that are represented in different mythologies? So that's kind of what is in my brain right now. And then a little bit later, I'm going to actually talk about the future of Kingdom Hearts because, as we know, Director Nomura is, talking about retiring.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The Lost Master arc is probably gonna be that last arc, so that means we got like 2-3 more games, at best, before the original, what I call the original story of Kingdom Hearts, is wrapped up. So, this is gonna be kind of a longer project, but I do want to do a looking forward. What will the future of Kingdom Hearts look like after its quote unquote original ending, and basically compare it to what has happened with a franchise like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that Kingdom Hearts has gotten big enough that it can go the franchise route. It's just a matter of like, how else will we see Kingdom Hearts media in the future? Because just because the game ended doesn't mean that like other things will stop for something else will probably like come in, whether it's like a show, movie. So kind of like exploring that, but that's like a longer project. It's gonna take more time. So.
Cooking. The cooks are cooking, chat. One more shout out for EM Power Muse, please. You do not miss that incredible content. Awesome sauce. So we are gonna wrap things up now with the fan favorite section of the show called Top 10 Questions on Motown Downtown.
Top 10 questions. Hey, you got the questions? Top 10 questions. I got the answers. Top 10 questions. Better get your answers ready.
Where I will ask my guests 10 questions courtesy of Inside the Actors Studio. So, EM, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, so the first question is, what is your favorite word?
Nuance.
What is your least favorite word?
Besides
moist. But oh my god,
damn.
everyone always says that. Everybody always says that. Besides moist.
Cricket.
Okay. What makes you happy?
Food and gaming.
What makes you upset?
Ooh. It's a tie. Nope, it's not a tie. Willful ignorance. There we go.
Preach. What sound or noise do you love?
Sound of rain.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Very, very messy chewing.
EM-powered Muse, what is your favorite curse word?
It would have to be shit.
Everyone always says fuck, so thanks for saying something different.
Oh, that's too easy.
Yeah, too easy. Yeah, it's been nice to be original. So, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Ooh, I would like to. You mean like a day job, right?
Yeah.
I would like to attempt to be I would say either a professor or a lawyer.
Okay. Lawyer EM or lawyer Muse. I like that. What profession would you not like to attempt?
Definitely a cook.
I microwave and buy myself also, so I get what you mean. Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Okay. I would like for him to say, yeah, I was just playing about hell. That's actually not a thing.
One more round of applause for our good friend EM-powered Muse. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. This was a lot of fun. One of the best, bar none. So we're gonna go raid our friend. Hold on. Who's live right now? But while I look for someone to raid, how about some closing words for the audience? You still there?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so, like I said, thank y'all so much for having me. This was a blast. You can catch me on Twitch and YouTube. I do multi-stream there. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to hit me up. Yeah. I'm more so on Blue Sky now. But I'm on both Twitter and Blue Sky still. So any questions, have any further questions, yeah, feel free to ask.
We are gonna go raid our friend KH Guides. He is playing Kingdom Hearts right now, the father and founder of Reconnect. That's all things that we'll see him again soon. But yeah, one more shout out please for EM-powered Muse. What do you want the raid message to be?
Something along the lines of Mo Hype. I like that.
Mo Hype in the chat. Yeah, copy and paste that in the stream, please. So yeah, y'all have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday for more Persona 4 Golden, the ending of the game. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again, EM. Have a fantastic weekend, my friend. I will see you next year, okay?
Sounds good.
And I'll see you all next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.